Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. Two types of aviation, military and civil. We're focusing on civil, but a lot of what I'm going to say applies to military as well. There are two types of civil aviation, commercial and general aviation. Now pilots have to master priorities, kind of like when you have three kids and they're yelling in your ear and you have to decide which one to address first according to their tendencies and your parenting skills. When on the ground, the only priority is preparation. General aviation pilots prepare by checking the weather, filing a flight plan, and making sure their documents are in order. Commercial pilots do the same, but with more documents to review and less flight planning and weather checking to do, since that's taken care of by dispatch at airlines, be it passenger or cargo. When leaving, pilots have something called departure briefing. They go over what happens if things go right and also if things go wrong. When up in the air, pilots have three priorities. Most important, fly the aircraft. Nothing else matters if the airplane is not doing what they intend for it to do. This involves a lot of scanning, thinking on their feet, and acting. To fly, they need to know how their aircraft performs according to how high the airport is, how warm it is that day, and what engines are on the plane. Second most important, navigate. Now that the airplane is climbing, cruising, or descending as they intend, they make sure it's going where it needs to be, according to their flight plan. To navigate, they need to know how to use ground facilities that send radio signals like VOR stations and how to use onboard avionics systems with GPS. A lot of these are done by upfront programming of onboard flight management systems that work in tandem with the autopilot. Flight plans make use of these facilities and highways in the sky created off of them on charts. Third most important, notice how they're all important? Communicate and follow rules. This is where air traffic control comes into play. They keep aircraft separated and guide them safely to their destination. If you're watching this and you're an air traffic controller, shout out to you, you're awesome. Now, air traffic control will interact with you according to which one of two flight rules you're operating under. VFR is visual flight rules. If you're flying under these rules, you better be able to see the ground. You have your own set of ground-based charts that show the VOR stations. IFR is instrument flight rules. If you're flying under these rules, you're a good pilot. I'm just kidding. These rules allow flying in the clouds and a lot more support from air traffic control. You use charts based on not only VOR stations, but GPS waypoints that are created at certain intersections of the radio signals from these stations. But nowadays we're being transferred over to a space-based satellite anyway, as we speak, and some of these VOR stations will be left over as backup. General aviation flights are done according to both of these sets of rules. Most commercial aviation flights, however, are done according to instrument flight rules. Before they land, pilots have something called arrival briefings. They go over the route to the airport and any potential threats to be aware of in the process. When they land, they check their numbers, stop their timers, set their parking brakes, and voila, on to the next one. Subscribe!